What is up, my beautiful people? Today we're going to be playing in this gorgeous natural curly lace wig. She comes courtesy of CurlsCurls hair, and of course all the information and the link to shop and purchase are in the description bar. Also, you can use code Ashley at checkout for money off. So from start, we have this gorgeous packaging. It's nice and heavy and sturdy, and when you open up the little drawer, you have all the contents. Starting with your wig, you get wig caps, of course an info card that has like a little brochure. Inside the actual packaging with the wig, there's also elastic combs and then like wig clips. Also, you can see all the detailed information on this info card here, and this is an inside shot of what the wig looks like from the inside. It's 13 by 6, you get deep parting, and this is like a nice shot of what the wig looks like on untouched. It's definitely 6 inches parting. It definitely needs the knots to be bleached for a more realistic look, and this is a nice texture shot. Definitely needed some conditioning. Off camera, I went ahead and bleached the knots. You guys have seen me do this a million times, including in a video previous to this one. I think the video right before I bleached knots, so make sure you guys check that out. I'll have it linked down below. Now I'm doing a little bit of a different technique when it comes to tweezing out the hairline. I've seen quite a few of you guys do this on YouTube, and then like Alonzo Arnold does it this way on Instagram, where you kind of just find a rhythm and you just go back and forth, just literally plucking for dear life. You don't leave the tweezers in one spot too long. Wherever you leave it too long, it's gonna cause a bald spot. But if you kind of just like tweeze, move, like just keep on moving, you can find that you get a nice, beautiful, naturally thin hairline. Now, to make it even better, you can part after like wherever you see that I've tweezed and go back a little bit further so that it's a lot more gradient. But I just more so was focusing on the actual hairline and where everything is going to start. I pretty much did the same thing to the hair that I have pretty much separated as baby hair, where I want to make sure it's thinned out. So once I go ahead and trim and swoop the baby hair, it's not too thick or too clumpy. Now you take your time with this. Some people will do it with wet hair, some people will do it with dry hair. Normally I prefer to do it with extremely wet hair. In this case the hair is damp, getting pretty dry really fast, but you know, to each his own. Now after I've trimmed the baby hair down to maybe about ½ an inch, I'm going to take a nice healthy heaping of my foam mousse. I absolutely love foam as an edge control because basically makes the baby hair look nice and natural and soft when it's all said and done. It's not like gel, you know what I mean? Like when you use certain edge controls, it will lay it down and make it look laid, but then in the end it'll kind of look like gel, where it's kind of like clumped together and molded to your scalp, and that is not the look for 2019, boo. Also, a few more details on this wig. It is 150% density, 18 inches in length, and I also requested a small wig cap. I've already mentioned that the hairline was pre-plucked. The actual lace was lightly bleached. As I mentioned, I did bleach the knots on this one all over again, just because I can tell that they had lightly bleached the knots, which did make a difference. But as you guys seen in this shot when I had the wig on before I started the styling process, it definitely still needed a little bit more work as far as making sure all those knots disappeared. Now while I'm talking to you guys, hopefully you guys can pay attention and see that I'm pretty much using the same technique I used on the left side of my mannequin head, and pretty much making the hairline look a little bit more natural, a little bit more gradient. Again, go back further, you just continue to make different sections or parts and do the same technique to go back as far as you can to make it look a little bit more natural. But always keep in mind that over time the hairline and the lace will shed naturally, and especially even more because you have bleached those knots. So the more you know, make your hairline look natural or thin, the less, or it's basically going to decrease the life of your frontal, in the sense that within 2 or 3 weeks, you know, if you pluck too much, within a few weeks it's going to be gone and you won't have any hair left. Hopefully that makes sense. Kind of like when you look at celebrities, like whenever you watch a celebrity on Instagram and you see their hairstyle, their hairlines are never really over bleached. That's just something that we like to see as a preference, and I do like that sometimes, but again, that just really minimizes the longevity of the wig. Now this is what we have, and I'm absolutely pleased. Again, if you wanted a little bit more gradient, definitely go back further with this process. But once you're pleased, you just go ahead and trim with some scissors or a razor and get the hair, the baby hair, as short as you would like it. Normally I like it between like 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch in length. And then I take my foam and then I go ahead and swoop the baby hair. Now you're going to see in the end, you probably already seen in the intro, I did go against the idea of the baby hair. This was just my natural reaction, was to make the baby hair. And you guys can see this as an option, but I think it definitely clashed with the style of the hair in the end. So you're going to see I did kind of remove baby hair and I just kind of brushed it all back. And that's the beauty of using foam lotion, is that you're able to move it without it kind of being too greasy or messy. But this is a great option for those of you who do love baby hair. Now, as I did this whole hairline thing, the rest of the hair did begin to dry. And you guys can see it has like a nice soft afro texture. I went off camera and just re-wet it, and I added a nice heaping of that same mousse or foam lotion that I used from Lora Body. And I just really heavily saturated it. To be honest, I thought I was filming, but I wasn't when I added the products. But again, the only product in it is the Lora Body mousse. And now you guys can see I'm using a Tangle Teaser style brush, and I'm kind of just using the clumping method to just clump the hair. So I'm just going over it once one way, and then I went over it a second time going the other way, making sure to get the hair that was like under or closer to the nape and not missing any strands, so that everything had a nice curl pattern and a wave to it. At this point, you just leave it and don't touch it for a few hours. But it's best to leave it overnight, which is what I did in the end. But if you are pressed for time, a few hours will work. So this is the next day, and as you guys can see, it is completely dry. It does have like a nice firm hold to it. It's not like super crispy, but it definitely has a firm hold to it, which will make for easier styling, because you know naturally when you touch your hair, if it doesn't have a firm hold, you might risk like making it a little bit more frizzy. So I'm going to go ahead and add the wig onto my head without adding an elastic band. I've been enjoying not adding the elastic to every wig lately, just because, you know, I want to preserve my edges in the back and the front and make sure that I'm not wearing my wigs too tight. Now this is a great texture shot, so you can see what we achieved with the clumping method and just a little bit of mousse. And you also can notice that I did go ahead and remove the baby hair, and everything just looks great. The wig itself was a size small and it actually fit perfect. So all I had to do was go ahead and bond down the sideburn area, or the very ends of each side of the wig, and just make sure that stayed attached. And there is Jelly Bean. Y'all, she is weighing me down. I am pregnant, and I am always tired and out of breath. So I went ahead and added a little bit of wax. I used my wax stick from Care, and I just applied it along the hairline. It's definitely bugging me that the hair, the parting is off-centered, or not off-centered, it's just not neat and clean. So I apologize for that, but I did not clean it up before I clumped the hair together. And of course, if I go ahead and try to straighten out the parting now, it is going to ruin the curl pattern that I've created with the clumping method. So we're just going to work with it for now, and I will switch it up another time. So I pretty much used the wax all over, especially in the front as well, to kind of just make it look a little bit more neat and, you know, put together and polished. And I just use it or chase it with the flat iron. A lot of people will use the hot comb. I definitely use the hot comb as well, but I don't know, I'm just a little bit more biased to the hot comb, or the flat iron. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth. I'm a little bit more biased to using the flat iron just because that's what I've used for the longest time, but I do find that the hot comb works great as well. And I'm talking about the electric hot comb, and I'll have one link down below if that is an option that you guys want to try. They're super affordable on Amazon. I think you can get one for about 20 bucks. Now everything looks amazing. I went ahead and trimmed down that sideburn area, and it actually blends in with what my sideburns would look like. And I believe we are pretty much done. I'm adding a little bit serum, and boom, we are done. Okay, so I just have a little bit of serum in my hand. I'm sure you guys can see. And I'm just gonna go over. I kind of feel like the crown is a little bit, you know, it has a nice luster or sheen to it. So I just kind of want to make sure everything matches, and kind of use that to kind of like soften everything up. Sometimes when I do afro textures, I definitely feel like it's a little bit too, you know what I mean? Like if I just want to wear an afro, I just would blow out my own hair. But this one definitely gave versatility. You guys seen after I washed it and had it on the mannequin head, I was able to just comb it out and let it start to dry, and it kind of dried fast. Very similar to how African American hair texture will start to dry really fast. And when I combed it out with the detangling brush, it looks like an afro, like, you know, pretty much what African American hair would look like if it air dried or if you blow dried it. And then I was able to go ahead and add the product and kind of use the brush to kind of like clump it. And that's pretty much what a lot of women of color would do to achieve a nice like wash and go. I did not add any powder to the parting. I did attempt to straighten up the parting because you kind of see it is very messy. As far as cons go, I didn't have any complaints. The shipping was super fast. There was no smells or anything crazy going on. The actual wig fits super snug to my head, so it's not too big or too loose. So if you guys are interested in this wig, don't forget to check out Curls Curls. Everything about this wig, all the details and the link to shop are listed down below, as well as a list of all the items I used to achieve this look from start to finish. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share with your friends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.